What is up, you guys? Good morning. I feel like I look exhausted because I am exhausted. Because I didn't sleep much last night because the storm started to blow in and the wind was so loud, and so naturally the dogs were letting us know about it through the night and needing to get up and go check on it. So today's gonna be the kind of day that needs coffee. Thankfully, my husband is a darling and he made me some coffee. I did get up with the dogs in the night, and he got up this morning and made coffee, and he's out in the barn, which I'm sure is very cold right now, milking. I'm getting the kids together and ready to do some very last minute Christmas shopping. Hello. Your Carhartt jacket? It's not in the car?
Yeah, it's not.
Oh. You can wear your scarf and a hat today. Hats help a lot to keep your head warm. It's been a really busy week, but I always try to get everything done before Christmas Eve, which today is, as my kids say, Christmas Adam. Hey, you got the right idea. Where's your scarf?
Go get it.
And where's your actual coat?
This?
That's not a coat. Zip this up. You need actual coat, not South Carolina coat. You need your actual coat. Where's your Carhartt coat? My kids don't know how to properly winter. You know, when I say wear frost tender flowers, I so mean it. And honestly, right now, the extreme cold that we're getting here in the Midlands of South Carolina compared to what some people are getting is really not that bad. We dealt with colder weather than this in Arkansas. We dealt with weather as cold as this in Arkansas probably at least once a winter. But it is very unusual for here. It's on like the very low end of like the average lowest temperatures. So that years can go by without it getting this cold in South Carolina. I mean, my kids get ready and I'm like, hey, it's extremely cold. You need to put on warm clothes. And they come out wearing like fleece zip up hoodies because normally that's sufficient. I'm trying to look and see what the weather actually is. Okay. So it's currently 17 degrees Fahrenheit, -8 degrees Celsius outside. And it's supposed to get down to 11 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like -11 Celsius. So very cold. Well, that's Ezra's if he doesn't mind you wearing it. You can ask him. Say hi.
Hello.
You say Merry Christmas, Adam, to everybody.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas, Adam.
So Maya historically takes the kids Christmas shopping on Christmas Adam. Which, if you haven't caught on to that, Christmas Adam is the day before Christmas Eve. Adam came before Eve. This is my children's wit. I mean, I thought it was pretty funny. Malia and I are going shoe shopping for her for shoes for our fancy Christmas dinner. So I'm just going to tell you guys about that while I enjoy my coffee because it's too cold if I take my coffee cup out there. This is me adulting, okay? I can't say that I won't forget it outside, but I do know that if I take it out there and there happens to be anything left in it when I set it down outside and it freezes and it could break the cup, so I'm just not going to take it outside. So we're going to sit here and chat over my coffee. I hope you're having something nice and warm in your cup as well. We started a tradition a few years ago called Fancy Christmas Dinner. So this came from the fact that we were in ministry for a long time. You know, did a lot of good in that and have lots of beautiful memories of it. But the holiday season, specifically Christmas, was very, very demanding as far as like being at the church a lot, you know, doing lots of serving. And that was good. There was a lot of good in that. However, there came a time that we realized, oh, hey, darling.
Hello.
I like that hat. That's my hat, but you can wear it.
Okay.
It's alpaca. It was a gift. Cool. Yeah. You're going to get hot sitting in here like that for too long.
I'm good.
Okay. And in that season, essentially, like, our kids kind of got the scraps of it, you know, they tagged along. I think they saw a lot of good. There was a lot of good in it. But at one point I was kind of thinking and realizing that, you know, 10, 20 years from now, when my children look back, I think they'll remember so much of that, and they still see us doing that kind of thing. But when I think of the prime time of, for instance, like Christmas and a holiday, I want them to remember at some point that, like, they were served. And it's a nice scarf.
Yeah, you got it for me.
You want it a little bit more on around your face?
Yeah, it's a big scarf.
It is long. I think we could go another pass here. Oh, we got a little sticker stuck on there. All right, there you go. You can pull it up over your face like this. There you go. And you could also clip your hat underneath your chin and help hold it up. This is probably excessive for Christmas shopping, but you could wear it like that while you're outside. Nice. Will you go shut the bedroom door so Lulu will go to sleep?
Yep.
I wanted them to remember being served. That's when we came up with super fancy Christmas dinner, and we decided to have like a really fancy Christmas party dinner. Well, you can put that hoodie you had on back on. You just need a coat over that while you're outside. That hoodie would be a good thing to wear in stores.
Good.
It's a little chaos here.
It is?
Yeah, all the talking at once while I'm telling a story and drinking my coffee. Does anybody else reheat their coffee multiple times a day?
I don't drink coffee.
So from this came the tradition of super fancy Christmas dinner, which is a dinner party that Jeremiah and I host for our children. And of course, Noah and Maddie, kind of as Noah is Jeremiah's youngest brother and kind of our adopted son. You know, he moved in with us when he was a teenager and is very much like a son to us. So yeah, like this year is Harlow's first year, the baby. I got to buy a really cute little baby girl dress.
She is so cute.
And we dress up, like ties, heels, the whole nine, even though we're at our house. And I usually cook something super fancy. This year it's going to be this year it's going to be a prime tenderloin I got from Butcher Box on their like holiday sales on Black Friday. And then sea scallops.
Sea scallops? Ooh. Last year we had this crab soup. It's actually really yummy.
She crab soup. You know, I could get the stuff for that today.
That was really good.
Shall I do that again?
Yeah.
And we get fancy desserts and have sparkling cider and fancy glasses. So it's very fun and very special. And so I've also got to get a couple of last minute things for that. I have almost everything. Are you excited for that? What's your favorite part of fancy Christmas dinner?
Food.
The food. Okay. Well,
Food
I like dressing up.
Oh yeah, the dressing up.
I always buy ridiculous over the top dresses.
I like the suit you got me.
You like the suit? Yeah. Like, I don't have a lot of occasion in my life to dress up, like, actually very fancy. I mean, occasionally we'll go to, like, a nice restaurant on a date night, and I'll wear, like, high heels and a dress. But as far as, like, a floor-length, like, fancy cocktail dress, like, my dress this year is velvet. I don't know if it's really velvet, but, yeah,
Mommy?
It's fancy. What?
You can get me a suit.
A suit. I'll go look and see today. All right, I'm gonna finish this coffee, and we got to run out to the high tunnel because before the weather gets a lot cooler, I want to go ahead and harvest anything that's close to being usable out there just to eliminate the risk of it getting damaged. All right, sir, can I enlist your help?
Always.
Really more just for solidarity because I don't want to go out there cold and alone.
It's really cold.
I know you've already done the milking, and I've been in here warm and toasty.
Yeah, well, I bought a heater.
You did buy a heater for out there?
I bought a heater for myself while I'm out there.
Oh.
Like one of those tubular propane blowers that I can set right next to me while I'm waiting for the milking to get done.
I'm actually in town clothes because we're getting ready to go to town. We're going our separate ways, taking different children to different places. But I'm concerned that if I leave the vegetables out in the high tunnel that are ready to be picked, I was going to let them get a little bigger, but I'm afraid they're going to get frost damage because even though it is in the high tunnel, it's going to get very cold. So we're going to go harvest that stuff before we go shopping. Oh, goodness. So it's extremely windy out here. We're going to go up to the high tunnel. I don't know how much video I'm going to get other than that. Nice shark tank.
Yeah.
It's almost ready to give to the sharks for Christmas.
Yep, the sharks are on order.
It is significantly warmer in here, so that's good. This door broke in a storm, so we have to prop something in front of it. As you can see, we moved the green stalks in here because while these peas and things should be able to withstand like a pretty decent freeze, you know, nothing can really live when it's 11 degrees outside. All right. I really wish I could let that grow longer, but I'm just afraid that it's going to get too damaged. See, the ones by the edge are already looking a little off-colored, so Maya's got the knife. He stopped to fix the chicken fence. I'm going to harvest just all of this stuff. Man, some of these Brussels sprouts are still really small. I don't know. So the wind is like so brutal outside right now, bringing in this Arctic storm. And I know a lot of places are going to have like record-breaking lows, or at least oh, pull that door. Don't leave it open. All right, I just don't want to get broken further. I know. With the high tunnel, like the high tunnel, as you can see right now, I mean, you can probably hear that it's just getting hammered by this wind. But it's significantly warmer in here simply because that wind is not moving in here. It's still cold and it will still freeze, but a lot of times things will do better under some cover than they would do with no cover. So what we've done to weather out the storm, of course, all the animals have dry bedding. Of course, we have herd animals that will huddle together. Thankfully, we're not supposed to get precipitation with this storm. It's really dangerous whenever you're just like gonna get a lot of rain and so everything's muddy and then it gets really cold. Snow actually works as an insulator, so if you get a lot of snow with really cold temperatures with animals or with plants, that works to your benefit. But it's a little different like if you're having sleet or freezing rain or whatever. Thankfully, it's supposed to be a really dry freeze. That makes it a lot easier with the animals. Like the cows will be fine, the horses will be fine, the alpacas will be fine. Of course, the lambs are in the barn cats have the barn. We gave lots of extra bedding to the pigs. So all the animals should be no problem. And because we are almost getting up to freezing every day, even though it's getting real cold at night, it actually is not nearly as much of a hassle for us as farmers as it would be if it weren't getting up to freezing. So when it gets really, really cold at night and then it doesn't pass freezing during the day, especially if it's overcast, I mean, you have to like boil water and stuff if you don't have heaters for the water because the animals still need water. And that is very inconvenient. We shouldn't have to deal with that. But with the plants, we've heavily mulched everything outside, and I've had a lot of people say, what do I do for my garden? And I'm like, well, if you don't have a way to give it some measure of protection, probably kiss it goodbye. Now, perennial stuff will come back. Root vegetables, if they've already deformed roots, the tops may die back, but you can still dig the roots and eat them. And things like kale and collards, they'll probably sustain some damage and may even die back some, but they'll come back. But heading things like a cabbage or a cauliflower that was only ever going to head once, if the head's already there, and that gets damaged, you've pretty much lost your harvest. So that's why we're harvesting this stuff. Okay, so I got a bag. Maya's got a knife. And I think we're going to be pretty liberal here with what we harvest. We've got this one, this one, this one. I'm going to go ahead and take all three of these cabbages, even though they're small. And basically any of the Brussels sprouts that are usable. And I'm thinking especially those tiny broccoli heads that are right by the edge. I just think if I don't harvest them, they're going to end up being gone.
What's your broccoli do what you want?
Well, I don't want to harvest them. I want them to grow big. I want them to grow big. But nobody asked me. Yeah. All right, so we're going to pull this just over. Now, with heading things like cauliflower and broccoli, sometimes they'll do little side shoots. It's just a little...
It's a little protein.
Yeah. The cauliflower less so. I'm less concerned about it. Broccoli will give you good side shoots. So just cut this off like right there. And you're going to have to just kind of put a notch in it and then you can break it. You can go ahead and cut the others and I'll pull the leaves off that. So for chickens, they're way more hardy than people realize. I think a lot of people I'll see that aren't used to being like having freezing temperatures and it's gonna freeze and they're like, oh no, what do I do? We don't put additional heat on our chickens, even with it getting down to 11 degrees. That's just not really cold enough for them to struggle if they have a place to be dry. But it can help to go ahead and feed them extra. So any animals that are gonna be out, like for the cows and all that stuff, now we don't want to give them extra grain because they could get bloat, but making sure that they have plenty of hay, which they do. For the pigs, we can feed them extra. For the chickens, giving them something like scratch or cracked corn. I'm going to throw them these extra leaves because they're going to burn more. This thing feels like it's about to lift off and go just, whoo. Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. That is crazy. So yeah, they're gonna burn more energy trying to keep warm. Thankfully, they can all get out of this because this is rough. Did you cut the head? Yeah. Huh? Alright, yeah, if you'll grab that one already has a little bit of frost damage on it. It's just a little bit of discoloring. The leaves are starting to turn. And we'll pull this one. I'm going to leave that one. It's very small. It's a risk, but I'm curious to see what will happen. And that's so little food that I'm not really losing out on much if it goes poorly. Basically, let's grab any of them. Like this one has got some pretty good size on it. I mean, they're all really small, but I'd hate to just leave all this out here and then them all turn to mush. We'll at least get enough for fancy Christmas dinner and then maybe a couple extra that I can put up. And this one.
You got enough ruffle for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so. Alright. That is the freeze is coming harvest basket right there. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning.
You're pretty groggy for a person who hasn't been outside in the cold yet this morning.
I'm about to be, so.
Operation Rescue the Veggies complete. Now time to brave this with Miss Malia to go shopping because this is what memories are made of. You ready, Malia?
Yeah.
It's very cold outside. You have your coat? Okay, good. You do. All right. Y'all want to say Merry
Did you get
Christmas?
her little jump on camera?
Yep.
She's been doing that since she was like 2.
Since she
Still
could
going.
jump.
Since she could jump, she's been jumping. Hey, you want to go do something?
Yeah.
And now you're almost 18. You only do it until you're, 50, 60. I hope your grandkids know, oh, the jumping grandma.
All right.
It'll have that agility.
You're so cute.
Y'all want to say Merry Christmas to our friends?
Merry Christmas to our friends.
Merry
I mean, like,
Christmas.
at the same time.
Well, hey guys.
Ow.
Little boys.
Oh, here's our current puzzle. This is what we're going to be doing more of tonight.
So we can get ready for the Christmas puzzle.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm about to sign off this video. You want to come wish everybody happy holidays?
Where's the rest of your little brothers?
All right.
Here.
All right. I see y'all took off your warm clothes. You got ready too prematurely. All right. Y'all want to wish our friends a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I hope they have a good time because we probably won't put another video up before Christmas.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, say it.
Bless you. Until next time. Holiday edition. Merry Christmas. Holiday edition. Merry Christmas.
We bless you guys. Until next time.